Poems by Elizabeth Davey, Part 1. Elizabeth Davey, Suffolk, born and bred, 1919 to 2019, died a fortnight before her 100th birthday. She left school when she was 14 or 15 and lived a very full life. And towards the end of her life, she started then writing poetry. Poetry about love, about grief, about sorrow, darkness at night, but then the seasons and joyful moments. And also she had a sense of humour, as you will see from some of her poems. Each season's magic. I love to take a country walk on a day in early spring, to partake in all the splendour that this joyous season bring, to wander through the woodlands where the earth holds dark and dank, to where the primrose thrusts its delicate head through a lush green grassy bank. I love to take a leisurely stroll on a dewy summer's morn, to walk along the headland of a field of golden corn. See overhead white mottled clouds in a sheer blue summer sky. Hear the corncrakes rasp and call. See the field mouse scurry by. I love to walk in solitude down a lonely country lane, where the sodden cart tracks ooze with mud made deep by autumn rain. See a squirrel gathering its winter hoard as it flits from branch to bough. See curlews flying homeward bound. Watch seagulls follow the plough. I love to venture out of doors when the earth is covered with snow, when the north wind whistles in the ears and gives the cheeks a glow, when on the boundary of a field leans the idle frost-bound plough, and crimson haws like drops of blood peep out against the snow. Each season has its magic, each one holds mystery. If we look close around us, it's there for all to see. So never be despondent when summer days have fled. There was always something magic in the seasons just ahead. A love fulfilled. We say goodbye with silent tears. Emotions strong we braved, with tortured minds, unspoken fears, a future hope deprived. For you must go, and I must stay. Fate rules relentlessly. You must journey along your way, a way not meant for me. You've gone. In solitude I weep, when still the fears of twilight flows. Our love-thought rendezvous I keep, our passion, joys, our secret vows. The twilight enters silent night, with woven dreams of joys and fears. But, like a bird that swift in flight, the first pale light of dawn appears. 'Neath my heavy laden heart, where love itself imprisoned lies, to comfort me from every part, and stills the torment of my sighs. The splendour of a love fulfilled, warmth of passion afterglow. Though dawn's wan light is damp and chilled, my tortured soul relief doth know. The mad world. We had a kind of simple life before the world went mad. We hadn't got a lot to boast, but were content with what we had. There weren't such things as laptops, computers or TVs, and the only Twitter that we knew came from the buds up in the trees. We never heard of Peugeots, Hondas or the like, but always fared to get there on Shanks's pony or a bike. No automatic scooters when you're too old to walk, no mobile in your pocket to indulge in idle talk. We did our weekly shopping at the little village store, where cheese was cut off by the pound and a bell rang on the door. No cooing at the checkout whilst they tap away the cost. No racing to a waiting car afore your goods defrost. No extra special handouts, no buy one get one free. The things we got were paid for with sheer expectancy. Now they act like millionaires with all important ranks as they display their credit cards, but nothing in their banks. If we sent a letter to a foreign land, we always used the pen and ink and did it all by hand. It took 3 weeks to get there, 3 weeks for a reply. We took it all for granted and didn't question why. Now you'll meet a friend out shopping and stop to have a chat. Then some bleep and starts from somewhere, and that's the end of that. It's coming from a shopping bag. Hang on a second too, that's Auntie May from Australia. She wants to work with you. If we had to phone a friend from a phone box down the road, we always got through to them without a special code. No matter if the call was short, far distant, near or not, we always got good measure from the pennies in the slot. Now you make a special call, you have the mouthpiece to your lips, but you mayn't start a talking yet. Wait till you hear the pips. Then the pips pip louder and clear, what fared a lifetime in between, and your tongue gets tied as you splutter to an answering machine. Our washing day was done with pride, though none the less was hard. We turned the wooden mangle in the shod across the yard. We stoked the copper fire up, and the suds rose high and thick, and we poked old Grandad's long johns down with an old Elm copper stick. Now the automatic stands in a grand utility room, and the wash and lift a twist and turn whilst they mardle on the phone. The wash machine just hum and drone as the settings turned up high, and afore the mardling session done, the washing comes out dry. Friday was our bacon day, a treat for one and all, as a weekly supply was issued from the old Dutch in the wall. Suffolk rusks, shortcakes, tarts and rabbit pies laid out on an old deal tabletop, a pleasure to the eyes. Now a special worktop stands the powerful microwave with its quickness and efficiency that everybody crave, but no heat from glowing embers to enable bake ahead, no display of pastries, no smell of fresh baked bread. Life was slow and simple. Was it good or was it bad? The humble way in which we lived afore the world went mad. The human web. Oh, what a complex web we weave as we wend our way through life. Threads of joy and happiness, threads of grief and strife. Each one an individual draft, a unique and matchless strain. For some the weave is favourable, others weave in vain. We endeavour for perfection, an unblemished sheer array, but through many storms and turbulence, strands get broken on the way. Precious strands of happiness we have woven through the years get severed by life's heartaches and wind up strands of tears. Often webs get broken far beyond repair. Then we have to weave again with even greater care. It's then we use a stronger thread to brace and reinforce. Although our weave has broken down, our spirits stay the course. If I couldn't think of you, this world would be a dismal place. Each passing day would be so long. If I couldn't call to mind your face or sing our favourite song. If I couldn't think about your kiss or dream of passion so divine, or anticipate of future bliss when you are really mine. If I couldn't gaze up to the sun and see your smile reflecting there, or in solitude when day is done, to feel in thoughts you're always near. If I couldn't see in autumn rain the shameless tears we two have shed, or when walking down the country lane, the mingled footprints where we tread. This world would be a dismal place, and each passing day would be so blue, and life would be so hard to face. if I couldn't think of you. Life's pathway. It's not an easy pathway as we travel on through life. Trials and tribulations are commonplace and rife. For 70 years and 10 or more, there is strife to overcome. We begin our hazardous journey struggling from our mother's womb. We worry over trivial things, anticipate the worst, then find affairs aren't half as bad as we contemplated first. We carry on and overcome the things that grieve us most. Then comes a spell of happiness to give our hearts a boost. We often have to carry on alone and in despair. When we need someone to lean on, we find there's no one there. We get one problem sorted out, another one appears. Pain, rapture, sorrow, bliss, as we travel through the years. One day happy, one day sad. Life's never long the same. Yet often, if we pause to think, we've got ourselves to blame. There comes a day of reckoning, when we look back at last, to find half the things we feared the most had never come to pass. And if we could only be complacent, view our cares in a logic eye, be assured and optimistic, when each new difficulty arise, life would then be a pleasant pathway. Each new day would be sublime. We could then look back and count our blessings, be content till end of time. The reckoning. Old Abe stumbled up the stairs, a special case to force her, and as she clung upon the rail, the cup slid across the saucer. Today was sort of special and worth that cup of tea, 'cause that was old Tom's birthday, and he was 93. For 60 years she'd been his slave. She was there every beck and call, but as he had often told her, it was her duty after all. She hollered, "Wake up, Tom, old boy, the sun is shining for us. The bacon's a sizzling in the pan, and the buds are in full chorus." Old Tom struggled up and say, "Come sit here by my side. That fair many, many year ago since you was first my bride. I remember when your cheeks were smooth and your big eyes sapphire blue. Now they look like shiny beads and fair to have lost their hue. Your golden curls, what framed your face, was a rare and pretty sight. Now they're like dry wisps of straw and turned a snowy white. Your slender form lured many a bloke as a coy-bird lure a flock. Now you're fat and waddle like an injured Aylesbury duck." "Hold you hard," old Ada cried. "You listen here to me. You ain't no oil painting, and that's for all to see. Once you had a head of hair that was pleasing to the eyes. Now that's bald and shiny, like a skating rink for flies. And your legs, what once were straight, are like an archer's bow. Since you brought the subject up, I think I'd let you know. With one foot towards the east and t'other to the west, which one to put forward first, only you know best." Old Tom turned his head away, dejected and subdued. Never in their married life had Ada been so rude. But Ada thought the time had come when she would get things straight. If she waited too much longer, that might be a tad too late. She also wanted him to know that was life in her old bones yet. And when that came down to reckoning, she could give as good as what she get. She puttered as she slunk away from a task she thought well done. "Boy, you ain't heard nothing yet. I've only just begun." I hope you enjoyed part 1, and I hope you look forward to part 2.